Hey, it's Kip from Kip Emmanuel Productions. I'm here at the Met Expo Sydney 2019 with Ryan Burke from Rowe. Welcome
to the booth, Kip.
Hey.
How are you?
Now we're going to be talking about a few products from Rowe today. First, we've got the Wireless Go system, correct?
Yes, that's right.
Which is a wireless lav system, which is pretty cool. Now, talk me through it, Ryan.
Right, so the Wireless Go is actually the world's smallest wireless microphone system, and it's truly wireless because it has a lav mic in the transmitter.
Oh, wow.
So it only weighs 31 grams, so feel how lightweight that is.
Oh, it's like the wireless AirPods these days.
Yeah, seriously. And the receiver is about the same weight. It's got an inbuilt lithium-ion rechargeable battery. The cool thing about the receiver is that we kept it as compact as possible by actually using the clip as the shoe mount. So that is actually the perfect dimensions for a shoe rail.
Yeah.
Slides right in, plug it into your camera, turn both units on, and instantly they just work. That's what's nice about the Wireless Go.
Okay.
Now with traditional wireless systems, you need to set your frequencies, you need to scan, make sure you're not going to have any interference, all that kind of thing. With the Wireless Go, you turn it on, it automatically is paired out of the box, right? But you can always pair a different transmitter to a different receiver if you like.
And how many receivers can you have connected?
So you can only connect one transmitter to a receiver,
Okay.
but you can run up to 8 of these systems in the same space at once.
Okay.
So that's what's really nice about it. It's 128-bit encrypted digital, so
no one can like tune into it.
Exactly. You know, like back in the day, you used to have issues with wireless where if somebody accidentally transmitted on your frequency that you were transmitting on, you would actually pick them up, or you'd get all these like pops and clicks in your audio.
So it's going to be not obviously RF, it's going to be your wireless.
Exactly. It works in the 2.4 gigahertz spectrum, and the nice thing is it's always scanning the entire frequency band and hopping to the best frequency.
Without you noticing.
Exactly. Without you noticing. Happens, every, in milliseconds. It's very, very fast. The latency on this is very, very short. It's only like 3.5 milliseconds, which means that it's a fraction of a frame. You would never notice it. It's much faster than most of the other systems out there. You can actually plug in an external lav and use it as a lav pack like we are doing here and pop it on your belt if you want. In that case, very easy to hide. You charge it over USB-C.
Can you charge it while you're using it?
You can.
Okay,
so if you've got that on camera, you can power it up. If you want to pop that in your pocket and use a wired lav, you can have a power bank and run this thing for 24 hours.
And how long on the battery charge you've got?
You'll get up to 7 hours on one charge.
And that's on both units?
Both units.
Right. Okay.
And the nice thing is on the receiver unit, you can see the power remaining for each battery, so your battery life is on there. You can set different output levels. Now there's a lot of systems out there that you can't actually set a different output level. And what happens is you might use a camera like a Panasonic GH5 that has a really hot input, and then you'll clip your audio. Whereas with the Wireless Go, you can set it to a very hot output for instance, a Canon DSLR or mirrorless, where you need to have a really nice signal from the wireless mic to turn down the noise of the camera.
Definitely.
But then when you plug it into something like a GH5S or something like that,
really high.
you can knock it down by 24 decibels.
Okay.
So it's a very significant
That's huge,
range that you can mount it on the camera. So you can have it at -24, -12, or at 0, which is the higher level, which is very close to line level.
Right. Now in distance as well, I've seen a lot over the net saying it's not very good for long distance. Now, I think some of those tests are in wide open fields.
Yes.
How do these actually work for the distance?
Right, so I'll explain a little bit about how digital wireless systems work. Yeah, right. So in the 2.4 gigahertz space, these units are designed to be able to work at a normal filming range, which you're going to be, like you're never going to be 50, 60 meters away from the camera.
No.
Now, worth noting, the Wireless Go will work line of sight up to 70 meters, often beyond, if you've got line of sight from the transmitter to the receiver. When you're in an indoor environment, you've got a lot of supportive reflections, which will also help to extend that range. But the more important thing with a wireless system is that it's robust in being able to hop around other frequencies. And you'll find from some other wireless systems that I know that you've used, where you'll get dropouts when you're in an environment like this in a trade show. You won't have that issue with the Wireless Go.
So even if there's other people there, because you're saying you can have 8 near each other.
Exactly.
Now, when you say near, does that mean 100 meters near, or?
No, what I'm talking about is like within around 20 meters or so. That's where you've got a normal filming distance where you'll have a really solid, robust connection, especially in indoor environments. Because the way that wireless systems work is radio waves travel at the speed of light, right? It's not like acoustic energy, it's not like sound where it takes a long time to bounce around.
Definitely.
And what's happening when you turn on a wireless system in an indoor environment is it's got a lot of supportive reflections. And the nice thing about the Wireless Go is it constantly is checking for packet loss, digital packet loss, and correcting itself and then refilling in the audio in that few milliseconds of latency. That's what it's using the latency time for, right? Now, if you were to do a test with any wireless system in the 2.4 gigahertz space outdoors in a sporting field, for instance, which is grass, then essentially what happens is those signals are heading out into the distance and never reflecting back, right? When you're in an indoor environment, you would often get more range, even in a busy shopping center, than what you would get in an open grassy field. Because what happens is that energy is reflecting off all of these different solid surfaces and coming back to the receiver, and it's doing a constant kind of check for packet loss, and it's actually a really intelligent codec that it uses to be able to keep your signal nice and solid. So you'll find that even in a busy trade show environment like this, where I can guarantee that almost every other 2.4 gig wireless system is going to have a hard time, the Wireless Go has a really rock solid connection, which is really cool.
Now, to finish off, what's the starting price on that one there?
So the Wireless Go retails in Australia for only $299. So it's an incredible price to get a
I think that's one of the cheapest ones I've seen, especially to have a mic built in, charging, long distance, in an indoor environment, and it's small, and you've got a screen there to monitor your levels as well. A few of the other systems don't really show your levels. You don't know if it's connected, and your battery, especially, you don't know if it's flashing. It might mean anything. So I think for something that's nice and small, we've clarified pretty much everything on this system. Thank you again, Ryan.
Thanks, Kip.
Okay,
Cheers, man.
and enjoy. All good.
Thanks for
coming by. See you guys.